best inspirational movies that can make you a better person. Movies can inspire. They can make you think out of box. Sometimes they can make you question yourself and look back at your life, or perhaps even see your future.
More focus needs more focus.
There is a true and honest kid inside each of us. When we grow older, often we get so serious that we forget the wonder of life. These uplifting movies with important life lessons for you to learn can make you a better person. Welcome to DLP Movie, and let's count down top 10 best motivational movies that can change your life. Dead Poets Society. Painfully shy Todd Anderson has been sent to the school where his popular older brother was valedictorian. His roommate, Neil Perry, although exceedingly bright and popular, is very much under the thumb of his overbearing father. The two, along with their other friends, meet Professor Keating, their new English teacher, who tells them of the Dead Poets Society, and encourages them to go against the status quo. Each, in their own way, does this, and are changed for life. Not only will this movie touch your heart and bring tears, it will inspire you to be a better teacher to others.
Dare to strike out and find new ground.
I'm hearing rumors, John, about some unorthodox teaching methods in your classroom.
Break out.
And to follow your dreams no matter what the boundaries may be. It is truly poetry on the screen. A great story and a touching social commentary on humanity and life's greatest challenges. It's a Wonderful Life. A young George Bailey, James Stewart, overwhelmed by family obligations and a sense of responsibility toward his community, feels tied down to a company he never had an interest in working for, and the life he never wanted to live. As he ages, he sees his youth, dreams and opportunities pass him by.
I'm shaking the dust of this crummy little town off my feet, and I'm gonna see the world. Italy, Greece, the Parthenon, the Colosseum. Then I'm coming back here and go to college to see
Unknown to George, all of his friends and family have been praying for him to get through those hard times. Told through the point of view of a group of angels, he is met by his guardian angel Clarence. As he contemplates ending his life, Stewart gives the finest performance of his career in one of the most difficult characters ever portrayed, a character all of us are familiar with. A person looking to find himself herself. It's the great struggle for finding what it is in life you really want to do. George Bailey teaches us lessons throughout the film, and in the end he teaches us the most important lesson of all, that life, although a long and winding road, truly is wonderful. Braveheart. Braveheart is the exceedingly tall story of William Wallace, a man who united the common people of Scotland to rise up against their English oppressors in the 13th century. Of course, the historical facts vary between the dubious and the ludicrous, particularly those involving the Princess of Wales, but I for one am not complaining about having to look at Sophie Marceau. It's easy to pick holes in its accuracy, but if it were true to real events it probably would be a hell of a lot duller. This film is about rooting for the underdog, cheering on the good guys and booing the bad guys with some fantastically bloody action along the way. Good Will Hunting. An original story concerning a janitor who works at MIT before he is discovered by an arrogant professor. After he solves the theorem only a handful of people in the world can figure out. This leads to an unstable but always interesting partnership of the two, which eventually develops into a raw relationship between the young man and the professor's former roommate, who is a psychiatrist. This is a very well done film, due in large part to the screenplay, which is simply sensational, as well as the overall solid acting, led by Damon, Driver, and the always versatile Williams. Van Sant does an outstanding job capturing the atmosphere of Boston.
Some people can never believe in themselves.
I can't learn anything from you unless you want to talk about you.
Until someone believes
and implements this backdrop into a tale of human emotion and uncovering brilliance in the most unlikely of situations. A heartfelt and deeply honest drama that is most impressive due to the excellent script by Damon and Affleck, which doesn't even let us realize how attached to the characters we grow to become. The Shawshank Redemption chronicles the experiences of a formerly successful banker as a prisoner in the gloomy jailhouse of Shawshank, after being found guilty of a crime he did not commit. The film portrays the man's unique way of dealing with his new, torturous life. Along the way he befriends a number of fellow prisoners, most notably a wise long-term inmate named Brad. SHAWSHANK encompasses friendships, hardships, hopes, and dreams. And what is so great about the movie is that it moves you. It gives you hope.
Man insane.
Damn it, Dufresne, you're putting me behind. You better be sick or dead in there, I shit you not.
Even though the circumstances between the characters and the viewers are quite different, you don't feel that far removed from what the characters are going through. It is a simple film, yet it has an everlasting message. Frank Darabont didn't need to put any kind of outlandish special effects to get us to love this film. The narration and the acting does that for him. Apollo 13. NASA must devise a strategy to return Apollo 13 to Earth safely after the spacecraft undergoes massive internal damage, putting the lives of the 3 astronauts on board in jeopardy. Not only is this film wonderfully acted, it also presents a nearly flawless portrayal of the time period, even down to the slide rulers that were used to do calculations. The audience is literally taken back in time to the 1960s, and all of these universally exciting events are brought back to life, and this is one of the things that makes this movie so special. So many films try to do this, and the vast majority of them fail miserably, so it just feels so good to occasionally see done right. Apollo 13 has an excellent story made even better by the fact that it is true. It has great acting, skillful direction, and plenty of tasteful humor. It is not only a highly entertaining film, but is also educational, which should please parents. Philadelphia. Andrew Beckett, a gay lawyer infected with AIDS, is fired from his law firm in fear that they might contract AIDS from him. After Andrew is fired, in the last attempt for peace, he sues his former law firm with the help of a homophobic lawyer, Joe Miller. During the court battle, Miller sees that Beckett is no different than anyone else on the gritty streets of the city of brotherly love, sheds his homophobia and helps Beckett with his case before AIDS overcomes him. Tom Hanks excelled even himself with his performance as an AIDS-stricken homosexual who is fired from his job simply because of his condition. It is Hanks, by himself, who makes the whole scenario in the film believable.
Faggoty little ass. Take it as a compliment, jeez.
You know, that is exactly the kind of bullshit that makes people hate you a little.
Although this is Hanks' best performance of his career, he is very closely followed by Denzel Washington, who gives a perfect performance as the only lawyer who will take on the case although he is a homophobe himself. The emotional strain of the film on the audience is immense, and in the later stages of the film it is almost impossible to watch because of that. Saving Private Ryan. Following the Allied invasion of Normandy, 2 brothers lay dead in the wake of the onslaught. Meanwhile, in New Guinea, a 3rd brother has been killed fighting the Japanese. After the Army General Staff learns that a 4th brother is missing in the French countryside, a rescue mission is ordered to find the young soldier and return him safely home. The mission is mounted by a veteran ranger captain, commanding a squad of men who have mixed feelings about risking their lives to save Private Ryan. It gives a million reasons why no one should go to war and one very powerful reason to go to war.
Clear those murder holes. Want to see plenty of beef between men. 5 men is a juicy opportunity. 1 man's a waste of ammo.
It is a so non-realistic depiction of what our grandfathers, fathers, uncles, brothers and sons have faced in humanity's darkest moments, not just in WWII but in any war. No one can see these movies without being altered in some way. No one should miss it with the exception of those war veterans that have already been there. The surround sound puts the audience in the middle of the battle. The Green Mile. It's just another normal day on the Green Mile for prison guard Paul Edgecombe. That is until Huge John Coffey is sent there. Unlike the hulking brute that Coffey looks like, he is in fact kind at heart. Whilst watching over Coffey, Edgecombe learns that there is more to Coffey than can be seen. It's not every day that a movie is able to change an audience's opinion on something.
In this state. Questions?
Do you leave the light on after bedtime?
The Green Mile is a movie that made you think long and hard about supporting the death penalty. The film, based on a novel by Stephen King, contains such a variety of emotional events that it repels its audience away from its subject rather than glamorizing it. Only a handful of recent productions have been capable of such power. The Green Mile is truly one of the best films this year and is Oscar-worthy in many categories. It is a unique, 3-hour experience that must be seen to believe. Forrest Gump. Stupid is as stupid does is what Forrest Gump peers throughout his less than picturesque childhood. Though not as smart as the people he meets along the way, Forrest is thrust into some scary, crazy and downright incredible situations, rubbing shoulders with some great historical figures and escaping many dangers on sheer dumb luck. His giant heart and never-fading love for his lifelong friend Jenny take him on a journey where he learns what his destiny is. What an amazing story and moving meaning. That movie teaches you so much about life and the meaning of it, that life isn't as bad as most people make it seem. That an innocent man can impact so many lives with his innocence.
Go! What's your sole purpose in this army?
To do whatever you tell me, drill sergeant.
God damn it, Gump! You're a goddamn genius.
The meaning of the movie is that everyone needs to have a better outlook on life, that we need to appreciate more of the little things and not let the big things hold us back, that truly although life may throw us trials and tribulations like a box of chocolates, but that we have to just bite into it and get through it even if we don't like it, that we all need to hold true to our values and not sink into a place that feels like there's no hope. What is your favorite movie from the list? Let us know below and do not forget to subscribe.